typing? Yeah, shit doesn't work properly. Sound like you fell over.
Welcome to the show, and here are your hosts, the diabolical Elite Gaming Guru, the illustrious Red Dead Panda, and the Australian stud AshtreyGaming. So let's get this party started. Shit.
And we are live. Good morning, everybody. Good evening. And welcome to episode 109 of the Gamers Initiative podcast with myself, AshtreyGaming, and EliteGamingGuru. How are you today or this evening for you?
I'm really good, old chum. Where's old Red Dead Panda Poos?
She's selling drugs in Malaysia, isn't she? Didn't you say?
No. Yeah. She went over there, didn't she? She transported loads of stuff, like loads of things in a bumhole, apparently.
Yeah, I always have to go there, don't you?
But, I was just shocked. There was quite a lot of stuff that she stored in there. It was amazing. But I hope she's enjoying herself.
Like kilos worth of stuff?
Yeah, it wasn't just drugs. It was like furniture and all sorts of stuff.
Furniture.
So,
A fold-out bed. Well, you need to sleep somewhere when you're traveling.
Yeah. Sleeping bag, the rucksack. Yeah. I think that's her sister got over.
That's a
2 for 1.
The rucksack is a backpack for everyone else, by the way.
Oh yeah, all the rest of all other humans. Yeah, sister went over there that way. 2 for 1.
Save a trip. Okay.
But I hope she's enjoying herself. Hello, Red Dead, if you're listening. You're probably not. You probably don't give a shit.
Have a listen to after the fact, eh?
Yeah. Enough about Red Dead. How are you doing then? I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. All right. I haven't been doing a hell of a lot, but you can see some Exo Mecha gameplay today. So I've been playing some of that. I'm up to about level 44 now. So getting there with that. Like I said last week, the game opens up after level 20 more and more. So it's worth sticking to and playing. And then I've just been playing some Fortnite and COD. So yeah. Of course it is.
Why have I not seen it on Game Pass?
What? No way.
No, I did see it. I have downloaded it. Fucking what am I on about?
Yeah, you just haven't played it yet.
No. Well, yeah. Oh, we'll get into that in a minute. Actually, it's one of our topics.
Yeah, we should be asking the people in the chat. We should be asking them if they can actually hear us too. By the way.
Oh yeah, should we say that because no one's speaking? Can you all hear us in the chat?
It could be this whole last couple of minutes and there's no sound whatsoever, which.
That'd be really awkward.
I have a feeling no one can hear me.
Hello chat, can you hear us? I'm gonna type it because no one's responding. Unless we got no one in chat.
Why? What's wrong with my audio? You're coming through.
I just wait for the chat.
What the fuck?
Anyway, anyone that can hear us and just
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with what they are up to.
Hopefully you can hear me. I'm not sure if you can. Yeah, all good. Okay, all right. It's just the desktop audio is not moving when I talk, so I wasn't sure if I was coming through or not.
Yeah, awesome. Welcome Legion and welcome Grey Monad. Well, thanks for joining us. Let me just throw something up on Twitter. Join.
I've got to rework this whole setup too. It's just I stuffed it up and changed things. I got to stop changing settings and shit though. So that's my bad.
I hate PCs. But everyone can hear us. Great. Thanks for joining us, Grey Monad and Legion. Hopefully, please share this out and drop a like and a sub if you've not already done so. I hate PCs. Let's just get that over and done with.
Yeah.
They just change shit all the time. I'm having problems with my mic and my sound at the moment. I can hear myself talk. Oh, turn me up. Crank me up.
Now you know how we feel.
With my mic. Yeah. I'd like to play on PC, but I can't be bothered with the headache of every time I turn it on. It's changed things that I want to change.
Yeah, screw that.
Yeah, fuck it. Console gaming for life.
Now you talk because I've got to continue putting these damn topics in the scroll bar.
Ah, man.
Yeah,
right,
I know.
Okay, so what have I been playing? Thanks for asking. I've been playing coding. I've been raiding actually. I made some videos, so I've been raiding the French. So I haven't got no French in the chat. All two of you. I've been raging at war with the French with my mate. So yeah, a couple of other tribes. So it's been quite fun. So I've got some videos coming on that. What else? I've not been playing much else. I've been so busy. I've been getting in from work really late, to be honest. And then I've sort of been walking the dogs, having a dinner, watching some TV. I watched what did I watch recently? I watched the new Flash movie.
Any
I don't know
good?
why they got so much hate. I didn't think it was that bad, to be honest. I thought it was all right. Ezra Miller's a bit of a because all of what he did, he went a bit off the rails, didn't he? He went mental. I think got a bit power, but it went to his head the power, didn't it? Little, and he's like being a bit cocky. Other than that, I didn't think the film was too bad. I don't think it was bad from especially when you look at the DC movies on the DC front. It's I think it's better than a lot of the stuff they've done, but I think it's better than things like the Aquamans and the Wonder Woman and stuff. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. And I don't want to say anything. I'll better stop talking before I do a spoiler.
Yeah, you don't want to spoil anything for anyone out there listening. Otherwise, they'll come and cut you.
Yeah, and I watched the Transformers. I think I said that.
Apparently, that's really good too. I like Transformer movies, so I'll have to get around to watching it myself.
Yeah, as I said, I think the last episode, episode 4, it's got watch it. It's got a really good end scene. That's really like wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Allegiant said Elite's a bit low. He said I'm a bit low.
You're a bit low.
Was it saying my?
Is that a bad thing?
Yeah, I'm still low.
All right, let's let me see. I'll go to Discord and up your volume. Let's have a look.
Mine's full blast.
I can't up your volume for some reason.
Mine's full water blast.
Yeah, it's on full. It's on 100%.
Oh, what is it? See computers. Shit.
Can you turn it up anywhere else? Do you have any other options?
No. Output volume.
Yeah.
Crank that to full.
Okay. What was it on?
It was about 75%.
Okay, so make it like 90. Don't go all the way, just in case.
Oh, wait, no. What was it on? No, it's about. I got up to 150%. That's output volume, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Does that make any difference? Anyone?
You sound the same to me on this end.
Oh, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the output through YouTube's not louder.
From last week. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. It's always different every week, mate.
Yeah, every week we have to do something. Something's changed, even though we've not been on it. We literally finish a show, turn it off, and then don't touch it again until the
next week. Yeah,
it changes shit.
Don't know, man. Don't know how it works.
So what you think it does?
So like I mentioned before, Exo Primal, Fortnite, COD, and there's a game that came into Game Pass from the 360. It's called The Cave. It's like a puzzle game. You use 3 characters that have sort of different abilities, and you have to solve puzzles. It's a little slow, but it's not bad. And there's a little bit of humor in it, so that's just something to play if you want to relax.
Yeah.
The Cave.
Yeah, I want to play Exo Primal. One topic I want to get into. I'm muted. One topic I want to cover. Yeah.
you don't yawn. Everyone else is going to be bored too now.
Obviously, nothing to do with you speaking. I'm just, I'm just sort of just shocked that we're getting words in while Red's not here. We've got 3 weeks of us talking.
Well, we're not used to it, right?
Anyway, should we just pause and just as if she's talking anyway?
Oh man,
like hour-long pauses.
We should have just clipped her saying rubbish.
Yeah, or just clicked in one of her speeches, a long-winded speeches.
Yeah. Let's start our first topic, man. I reckon people are waiting to.
We've got quite a few topics actually.
We've got 6.
So we've got that first topic then, but you don't want to do that now.
No, whatever. I don't care.
No, you do care.
I just thought it would be good to start off with the dashboard. Did you get the dashboard?
You lead with the dashboard then. No, I didn't.
Yeah, neither have I. So
I'm not a dashboard kind of guy. It's Tom Lawrence thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So it'd be, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday for me, that there was the Xbox Wire has rolled. Oh, there was an article from Xbox Wire that they've began rolling out the new dashboard. That's the one that alpha and beta users have been using for a while now, and that's just the updated dashboard where you see all the tiles arranged differently, a little bit smaller and also lower on the screen, so you can see a little bit more of the background. Then you have your options at the top. You've got Game Pass, you've got the store, you've got a search function and settings, and so it looks pretty neat and tidy. I was excited about it because I was like, yeah, something a bit different, refresh the dashboard a little bit, but nothing. And I was like, oh, maybe they're just rolling out, in each region first, US, UK, Australia last kind of thing. But people in Australia have got it as well. So I read further through the article right to the bottom, and it said, they're going to be rolling it out over the next few weeks, and it's kind of random, really, at the end of the day. So I keep checking every day, and nothing so far. So I haven't got it yet. I even tried to change my region to US and see if that forced the update or something. Nothing happened. So I'll just have to wait patiently. It could come any day. So I've just got to wait for it. No big deal. It'd just be nice to have a refreshed look. So you're saying, Elite, that you also haven't got it yet?
No, I've not got it. I don't believe I have. Because I don't really pay attention to the dashboard. I know they keep changing the dash and doing all sorts of things, but to be honest, I don't dither around on it enough. I don't really one of those guys that really pay attention to it. So every time they change it, I'd never notice any changes. I'd like some better background animated ones. That's the only thing I would like to add to it.
Like with more animation?
Yeah, and better ones, and sort of more of an option.
Yeah, it'd be awesome if you could use like a loop of your own gameplay, something cool that you did, and then you could make that like a movable background. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But
movie clip.
Hey,
look, we've got Bulba in the chat. He said, "I asked someone to point me to the closest trash can. He ended up here." What are you gonna do, Ashtray? They can barely hear me. What's going on?
Oh, really? Seriously? That can't. Really? You're at 100% on my end. Your user volume in Discord is 100%. Desktop audio, I can up that further. Try that. Go talk.
Hello.
How's that, guys? Is that better? Say more than one word, man.
Oh. Hello.
Now you're botting. So this is what happens when Red goes away?
Let me go to...
I don't know.
Let me try just inside my end.
You upped it already, didn't you?
Yeah. Not more I can do. It's not hate PCs. Don't have them.
Definitely lower than me. Well, that's not a bad thing, Boba, man.
Let me go to the control panel and see if I can just sound through my control panel.
Because you were loud last week, so and like you said, nothing's changed.
No, I just don't get it. How about now?
Ooh, talk again. Keep going.
Hello, can everyone hear me now?
Yes, yeah, you're heaps louder.
Yeah.
What did you do? Fucking put the microphone to your mouth or what?
No, I turned the microphone up on my dashboard.
Oh, there you go.
On the computer.
Awesome.
But the only thing is, I think you might be able to hear more of this.
Yeah, I can hear that very loud.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to have to try to be quiet in the background as more.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
All right, well, look.
Can you hear me now, Bob Fett?
Probably need to reduce your volume now.
Can you hear me now, Bob? Yeah. Right, good. Let's get on with this then.
All right.
I can hear everything.
Good.
Right, so where was we? Yeah, dashboard. Don't really care much.
All right.
You got any more to say?
No. I just thought that'd be a good topic to start off with, especially with all these little audio bits and pieces that are happening, so we can continue on to what you wanted to be the first topic, which is what?
Spiderman.
Never heard of him.
So the latest leak, yeah, is an IP Sony created apparently. What the fuck off with the bloody thingies, cookies. Do you want cookies on your computer? And you get the option of yes, or if you say no, it just closes the whole thing down. Then you have to say yes.
Yeah, that's bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, latest leak reveals Spider-Man 2 was originally planned to come to Xbox and PC. It turns out it wasn't Spider-Man 2 then, it was actually Spider-Man 1.
Yeah.
So whoever done this headline was wrong. Yeah, so Spider-Man 1 apparently was set to be on Xbox and PC as well. And then Sony sort of stole it. They took exclusive. They gatekeeping. They took games away from Xbox and PC, which we've heard for the past couple of years due to Starfield is really anti-consumer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have got a Spider-Man, which is what we all kind of said in the first place because it used to be multi-plat. So the whole story behind it all makes sense because I can see why Disney and Marvel would want to maximize their money. So Sony must have paid for exclusivity on it. So there we go.
Yeah, they did. So
what have you got to say on this?
Yeah, so what happened was they wanted the IP. By the way, I don't know why the podcast icons aren't coming up. Fucked if I know. It was working earlier this morning. Now they've disappeared, so not sure. But anyway, so yeah, what they've done is they've got the rights to make the game. Then they wanted it to be exclusive, so they handed Disney a bag more money to keep it exclusive, and then they went and bought Insomniac Games, so that they could then tie it up even further. So, everyone that's complaining about Bethesda games, ABK games that were once or going to be multiplat, like, Starfield was originally going to be made for everything, to have Xbox buy them and then shut those other versions off, namely the PlayStation version, and then make it Xbox exclusive. Can suck a fat one because they're just doing the same thing as PlayStation, fight fire with fire type of thing. So deal with it. We've got to deal with
predate Starfield. This is 2018.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
When the game's in development, so we're going back to about 2016 now. When they locked this down, and Xbox would have known this.
Yes.
So you can see why they thought, fuck this, roll their sleeves up and just bought Bethesda.
Yeah.
Because they see it happening all over again this gen, didn't they?
Yeah, and look, I still think Xbox took too long to really kind of, fight back. But look, they have now, and the rest is history. So, yeah, look, I don't want to hear it from anyone else, saying that Xbox is, my thing on Twitter, buy an Xbox. Or play it on PC. You all got these massive rigs and shit. Just play it on PC then. Stop complaining.
Yeah. All the same thing. Things like Insomniac or Conor Moriarty say, just buy the console. Yeah, if you want to play this game, just buy the console. Just buy the console. So all eating their words now.
Yeah, but they'll pretend that they didn't say it, or they'll lose memory on it or something, and
or just delete their content.
Yeah,
and then what they'll do.
They shift the goalposts constantly as well. So it is, they don't understand why exclusives are a thing, but then they champion exclusives, and then they say, things like, why did Xbox buy Ninja Theory? He didn't understand that. Like if you're in the business and you don't understand that, there's something wrong with you. It's like when what's that character out of Scooby-Doo? Shaggy, that guy from IGN. Yeah. When he said he doesn't understand who the Series S was for. I'm like, are you fucking serious? You're in the games media industry. You live and breathe it, and you don't you have to question that. You don't understand it. If anything, you should understand it completely. So, these guys really don't know what they're talking about at all. We've got more of a knowledge and an understanding than these guys, and that's sad. Yeah. So.
There's another topic actually we can go straight into, which I've got to add in there: the PlayStation 5 Pro.
So it's the 4 Pro.
Yeah, because they've already had 3 versions of the PlayStation 5, but this is now an official version of the PlayStation 5. Which so
now is it a Pro or a Slim? Because people were saying Pro, but then others are saying it's going to be a Slim.
It's going to be like another digital version, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Apparently.
I don't know.
Who was talking about that?
I
It's
actually
gonna be another
reckon there's more chance of it being a slim version than a pro version, personally.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
look, the reason why I think that, it's a 50-50. You're right. You could be right or wrong, right? But the reason why I think there's more chance of a slim is, one, it's a big ass console. Two, they're not going to put 18 teraflops and stuff in it, because then it's going to be over $1,000 Australian. So I don't know, 8 odd hundred in the US. It's going to be too expensive. It's just not going to happen. That's not Sony's MO. They only ever do small upgrades. It's never massive. It's too costly, and they want to make money out of it. So I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think it's going to be a slim version, if anything, and it's just going to have, basically the same internals shrunk down, and that's more their MO than having a pro version. They've only done the pro once, which was last gen, and people are saying, "Oh, it's history." But if you look back further, majority of the time it's just been a slim version. So that's more likely to me, anyway. But that's my thought. Guys in the chat, what do you think? Pro or slim version of the PlayStation 4 Pro?
Yeah. I think you didn't do enough pros. Yeah. Oh wait, what? Yeah, but the question is, who's this aimed at? Like the Xbox Series S, who's this console aimed at? Would that be the headline? Who's this aimed at? I don't understand.
It's aimed at people with small lounge rooms and not much bench space.
Yeah. I wonder if the SST is going to be more powerful than anything else on the planet. I wonder if they'll improve the SSD.
Oh man, I don't know about that.
PlayStation 5 Pro. Are we excited for it? Are you excited for it? Are you going to buy one?
No.
No.
No, flat out no. Not happening.
I just don't get. I'm definitely in the camp of I don't think Xbox will do a mid-gen refresh, and I don't think they need to, especially at the stage where we've still got no games that are pushing next gen yet, or even really that many next gen only games.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm shocked that Sony is doing it. Well, they obviously do just the extra money. They don't give a shit about consumers and games. They just want to release another console to sell it, knowing that people will buy it. But yeah, I mean, why would you? I mean, why did you buy a PlayStation 5 for Ratchet and Clank? That's it. And now they're releasing them another PlayStation 5 with what games? Was SPIDERMAN2?
Yeah.
You know, I just don't see. It's not like last gen. I don't know. I don't know. Just seems a bit sloppy and lazy this gen.
Look, this gen was hindered, and we're probably 2 years behind where we should really be. But again, even Xbox, we're not drawing the power out of it yet. The tech is not even. I mean, UE5 looks great, but UE5's not even perfect. That's got issues with it. That still needs work, and that's going to take this generation and probably half of next generation till it's really running on all cylinders. So there's just that, and it's not the hardware side of things is the issue. It's the software side of things. The software needs to utilize the hardware. The hardware's sitting there, not being used to its fullest extent. So, and most of the stuff that's been made has been UE4 or older gen tech stuff. So the only reason why they can run on new series consoles as opposed to last gen is because of like memory and SSD speeds and stuff for loading. That's the only reason why. The games themselves aren't really anything new. There's nothing new coming out of it. So until UE5 really gets running, we're not going to see anything next gen per se. And it's unfortunate. But at the same time, Xbox sell all their series consoles at a loss, probably $30-$40 a loss, maybe more. And they're not going to make a pro version to lose fucking hundreds of dollars. That's just not gonna. It's not how business works. They factor in their loss. They're not going to factor in more loss, even if they can cop it. Being $1 trillion company, it's just not how you run a business anyway. So you don't give away money for free unless you really, really have to.
Yeah.
So it just makes no sense.
It'd be a headache for developers, not a whole new console. The developers already said they're trying to get used to Xbox Series X, and then to drop a new console for them to relearn, it would just be nah.
No, well, that's the thing, right? So, but listen to Phil's words about 3-4 years ago. He said, "There's no more generations." Right? People are like, what?
Yeah.
What? But how are you bringing out a next gen console? Well, in terms of architecture and tech, it's going to be the same, right? So these are the new next gen consoles, and then the next iterations are going to be a step up, but it's going to all be in the same vein. So they're all going to work back and forth, just like PC. They'll be scalable, etc., etc. So if the next lot of consoles that come out in say 3 or 4 years, I'd say more like 4 or 5 years time, will be more powerful versions of what we actually have now, just like a PC is, right? And then you'll be able to play those games across this gen and next gen without really any issue, because everything will be scalable like better than it ever has before, unlike previous gen consoles. So that's what they mean by no generations, because you'll be able to play anything back and forth, at least for a couple of generations.
That's what I think. Yeah, we will get now from Xbox. I think PlayStation still follow the next generation console, where every 7 years they chuck out a new console with a mid-gen refresh. But I think Xbox will now stick with what they got until they've sort of bled it dry, and then release just a new console in the same sort of series, which can play all those games but better. I think they will just drop consoles when they want to, really. Not they won't be tied down to like a 7-year generation thing. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think they'll just
Yeah.
They'll probably wait until. As I say, they'll probably wait until Sony release something, because I don't think they're in a rush. Xbox. I think they'll probably wait till Sony drops something, and then do better the following year or the year after.
Yeah, I've said that as well. So I reckon the exact same thing. So even if Sony did bring out a Pro, I think that it will only end up being about on par with the Series X, maybe slightly more powerful. You're not going to see 18 teraflops. I can't see that happening at all. And then the following year, Xbox could just go, here's a whole new console. Everything's backwards compatible, so don't worry, guys. But, this is brand new. This is, RDNA 3 or whatever. Excuse me. And power narrative back within 12 months.
Yeah.
New console.
Just got to jump on the chat. Yeah, Legion. Oh, I think. Oh, Legion. You my Sea of Thieves buddy. Is it that Legion? Is it the Legion? So I just want to cover what the chat says. Slim will be detachable, then possibly Pro next year. So he thinks there'll be a Slim and a Pro. Legion said, didn't they say 8K gaming confirmed? Yes, they said that in 2020, didn't they? And they stuck it on the box. They stuck 8K on the box. 8K 120 FPS they stuck on the PlayStation 5 box.
Hey, look, they put 4K on the PlayStation 4 box.
Yeah, exactly. How do they get away with it?
I think the loophole is that it's not referring to gaming. It's referring to maybe streaming or disc. But they should have to clarify that, because otherwise it's bullshit. But what was it? The PlayStation 5 doesn't even have HDMI 2.1 or whatever like we have, so they can't even do true 8K anyway.
No. Grey Mariner says Unreal Engine 5 equals 30 FPS. Yeah, Unreal Engine 5 is a bit. After all the hype, remember the beginning of the generation and the PlayStation demo and things like that, and it was meant to be the best thing since sliced bread. It seems to be sort of.
Yeah, so look, Unreal Engine 5, again, like I said, it's still in its infancy. So there's going to be issues with developers utilizing the software properly, the software developing, the way it needs to be, like UE4 was running. But I mean, I know Fortnite, people might not like the example, but it is what it is. Fortnite is getting better. It's looking better, even since they dropped it under UE5 back in December last year, I think it was. It's looking even clearer and nicer even today, and it's running at 60 flawlessly. So it is possible. We've seen it in other games before, I'm sure, and it'll happen. It'll happen. It'll get there. We just need to catch up with the tech and improve it, but it'll happen for sure.
Legion says yes, I am that Legion. Oh, so it's great to have on board, Legion.
Is he another?
Yeah.
Is he another in it sorted?
No, he's
Bosh.
my Sea of Thieves buddy. We used to play Sea of
Is he
Thieves.
from England? Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, he is. Oh
Eh,
yeah. He's yeah.
evening, governor.
He's yeah.
Cup of
Oh,
tea and a
he
crumpet.
speaks just like that. We play Sea of Thieves and drink tea and eat crumpets.
You know, I can see it now. Who's got the monocle? You or him?
Yeah. I've got the monocle. He's got one of those little grandfather watches.
Pocket watch, they're
hands in the
called.
chat. Hey. Yeah, pocket watch. No, he's actually got a grandfather
Clock it in his pocket. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a massive pocket. Greetings, Squire Triofan. Triofan's joining us as well. So, are we done with that topic? Should we move on to the next topic?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to get on to the next topic because I'm excited.
Okay.
Oh, fuck it, where did I put it? I'm a bit excited, slightly overly excited. So, Xbox Wire, they've reported the Amstream Arcade is the largest retro gaming platform with the biggest catalogue of classic games that can be streamed straight to your Xbox console, available to play today on Xbox One, Xbox Series X. I said that in one breath. Yes, so basically what this is for $29.99 is an arcade emulator, and you can play 1,300 classic games from the 80s, 90s, and noughties for just $30. So there. And it's got. I was trying to find actually in the thing what games are on there. Looking at the pictures, you got things like your Mortal Kombat's and that. But I was trying to find if there was another list, but I couldn't find an official list of all the games in it. So that purchase gives you a full year access and can be extended 1 year. So you get a year's subscription for $30. But I'm quite excited by that because I've been looking into. I don't know if you guys. I built a bar in my garden. And I was going to put an old-fashioned arcade in it. But I was also going to put a projector screen come down for doing outdoor cinema and watching sports and stuff. But now I'm in sort of in a mind to get this and have this set up on the screen outside. So you can play rather than spending $1,000 on an arcade machine, because they're quite expensive now. I could just get this for $30. And then play $1,300 arcade games. But I was just trying to find a list of the arcade games. Do you have that list?
No, I don't. We'll have to do a Google search to find it, actually. But if you have a look at the image, like you said, you got Mortal Kombat. There's Earthworm Jim in there. To have 1,300 classic games is pretty friggin' awesome. And I do believe that Phil really pushed to get this, which is, pretty cool within itself. Now, everyone likes these games, especially when you're sort of our vintage, born in the 80s or whatever, and gamed in the 80s and 90s. So this is pretty cool, nostalgic as well.
That warrior guy in the picture, what's his name? What game was he from? He was from an old arcade, wasn't it? I think, is he the one with the axe? You throw the axe. What's that game called?
Nah.
And the one with the ball in his hand. That's that game when it was like a speedball game, wasn't it? Yeah, and you run with a little steel ball and you throw it. Do you remember that game? Who can remember these games?
I'd have to have a look. See.
Legion, you're old.
I'd have to see it.
I don't remember it.
I'd have to see it in motion or something. I can't remember. But it's pretty good. Anyone in the chat out there, would you get this for $30? It's got it's already got reviews on it. 137 views. It's 4 stars out of 5. That's pretty good. That's not bad at all. It's the whole download file is probably like 13 meg or something.
Because I downloaded that arcade game thing on Game Pass, thinking that will be basically this. You can play loads of arcade games, and it's got like a cutscenes in it and a weird intro to it. And I just turned it off. I thought, what the fuck is this? I didn't even get past the intro to it. I just thought I just want to play old arcade games. I don't need to
I
choose
like how
intro.
you just like intro, turn it off. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, intro. I thought, why did you need an intro to play old car? And I just thought it was like just going to lead to something else. So I just turned it off. I've not even bothered to look at it to see if it does have arcades. It's called Arcade something. I ain't got my console on. If it's in Game Pass right now, just launched in it. Have a look. But I was misled. But this, I'm so into this. So I'm going to buy this. If I can't find a list of what games are on there, I'm going to buy this. But I recognise some of the games, and I do hope it's... Because the arcade I was going to buy had things like Double Dragon, because you can buy ones now with about 6,000 games on it. And you can have, it's got everything from Double Dragon, Outrun, and Operation Wolf to things like your WWE, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighters. There was a Spider-Man games on there, weren't there? And there was a Superman games in the old days. What's Troy J Screw Kid Smooth? So I'm really hyped for that.
Yeah, Kid Smooth said. I think he's referring to what he's.
Said that. I'm gonna buy this, and I'm really hyped for it. That news is probably the best news this week or this year for me. Draw TJ, Screw Kid Smooth. What's happened? What's he done now?
I think that's got something to do with his tweet a few hours ago. Reckon what did he say? He said Microsoft should sell Xbox to Apple.
What, after bailing them out?
I don't know. Maybe he's had a aneurysm or something.
Also, they're both $1 trillion companies. So what would Apple have to pay to buy $1 trillion company?
Part of
$1 trillion.
Part of $1 trillion company. Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
Don't know.
Did he mean Microsoft or did he mean Sony?
No, he wrote.
Make a big movie.
No, he wrote Microsoft.
Oh.
Should sell Xbox to Apple.
Sony would make sense, but Microsoft, why would Microsoft, with the money they've got, sell their company?
Yeah, I don't know. Strange fella.
Yeah.
So what can you do?
We've got the blue one in the chat as well now. Welcome to the blue one. And we've got obviously John TJ. I'm going to move on to the next topic then, because you've not got much more to say about retro gaming. And we're going to talk about a beloved Sony fan. Not as beloved as Triad fan, who is our treasured Sony fan. But MBG reported recently Sony is hiring for a manager to identify inorganic growth opportunities for acquisitions and investments. This is what MBG is actually promoting now. They're actually promoting inorganic growth.
Yeah.
It seems Sony is getting it's weird, isn't it? It seems Sony is getting very serious about pursuing more potentially larger acquisitions and investments in the game industry, and they're looking to do more inorganic growth opportunities like Bungie.
Exactly.
Well, sorry,
I don't know where he's got all this info from. It looks like it's a snippet maybe out of like LinkedIn or something. It's hard to say, but for the fact that it says purposefully says inorganic growth is very interesting. When a company like Sony is number one in gaming, nothing in anywhere else, but number one in gaming, how can you get more growth when they've got a monopoly over the gaming industry? So I think that this is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. In the world now that we see, because there was so much scrutiny over Xbox and their acquisition, which we're not going to go into. And then number one, trying to acquire more businesses and other facets of the gaming industry is how much they're going to be scrutinized over it. And will they really? I think Sony and PlayStation's opportunities of getting a pass on this stuff, or people turning a blind eye now, is over. And I think that it's not going to be very easy for them to buy anyone else at all. But look, I'm sure there's ways around it. I just don't know how it's going to really play out for them. But they're going to get scrutinized, that's for sure.
They won't. No one will scrutinise.
They will.
The Trial says another baseless rumour as far as I'm concerned. Yep, I was just looking through his tweet for any kind of link or any kind of factual evidence linking to anything. But no, he's just oddly cut and pasted something. It looks like he could have just written himself and posted it on YouTube for clicks and attention.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's just, and which has drawn him lots and lots of attention and people thinking he's amazing for it. But what it just brings, just highlights the flip flop of people like him and these YouTubers that are been against Xbox for inorganic growth for the past 2-3 years, and now they're literally promoting Sony doing it, and they want Sony to do it. It's just strange.
It is indeed. Yeah, look, when you put screenshots up there of just text, yeah, I mean, you know, that ad job description could have been from, you know, the early 2000s or something. So who knows? But still, to my point, is if this is the case, they're going to get scrutinized. That all eyes will be on them, and I just don't think it's going to be an easy thing. But yeah, if you can't post links, then that's always a bit of a red flag, isn't it?
Yeah, people have asked him for the link in the chat, and he's just not responded.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, there you go. There's your answer.
It's pathetic. Yeah, it's pathetic. Yeah. So leading on from that, kind of slightly. Xbox Game Pass launch is momentous. Fuck off. Oh, sorry, I've got cookie messages popping up in front of what I'm reading. Rack off. Right. Xbox Game Pass launch is a momentous occasion for Lies of P. The Lies of P team is thrilled about the upcoming Game Pass launch of Lies of P on Game Pass. Yeah, and they're really happy with Game Pass and really excited for what it's doing for them. Against all other sort of headlines and that, saying developers hate Game Pass, and against Game Pass, and Game Pass is bad for developers, Game Pass is anti-consumer, Game Pass is bad for gamers, Game Pass touched me. all those things. But these people come out and say we're really excited to work with Game Pass. So what do you think about this? And what do you think about Lies of P?
You couldn't give one F about Lies of P, to be honest with you. It's not a game that I'm going to play at all because I don't really care for those Dark Souls, Bloodborne type of games. They don't do anything for me as a gamer. I know there's heaps of people out there that love it, absolutely love it, but not really for me, no. So I'm not interested in the game. I didn't even bother playing the demo as soon as I found out it was a Dark Souls type of game. So not for me. But again, this is just another example of Game Pass doing its thing, working, for the developers, working for basically everybody at this stage. It's working for Xbox, it's working for us gamers, and it's working for the devs. So it seems to be a win-win. So far, we don't know of any actual negativity about it. Nothing that's ever been concrete anyway in the media about it. So, all's good there, and we'll see what happens. But are you going to play it, Elite? Is anyone in the chat going to play it? I'm sure there will be quite a few people playing it, but it won't be me. No.
Try hard will play it. The thing is, because it's in Game Pass, I will download it and give it a go. So, and I don't really like those style of games, but I downloaded. What was the last one that was on there recently? What's that one?
Ghost
Wulong.
I
downloaded that and give it a go. Yeah, so didn't mark it much. Delete it. But I will because it's in Game Pass. I will download it and try it, and that's the beauty of Game Pass. Otherwise, I would never play these games. I would never play them. So yeah. Let's go on to the next topic because none of us really care for that. Right, this is a good topic if I can open it without being attacked by it. Every time I now open Twitter, it comes up with a big X.
It looks like a 10-year-old did it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And it's really weird because it's really small in the middle of the screen when it comes up. So you've got a big white screen with a little tiny black X in the middle of it. It looks really weak.
Yeah, it's pretty lame.
It looks like it made it in the Windows Paint. Or like...
Yeah. exactly. The old school paint from the 90s.
Yeah, he made that himself as well. He did it himself.
And it looks like it's pixelated and everything as well.
Yeah, I reckon when he drew it, his tongue was coming out. You know, when you sort of draw things, your tongue comes out. Doing that.
Like, yeah, concentrating really hard and,
Yeah,
and spends days, weeks, months on it, and that's what he comes back with.
And yeah, I was like, so what have you come up with? And he's like, give me a few more minutes, and just showed him a bit of paper that drew on it. And they like look at each other like, wow. You got anything else? And he went, took another hour, and then showed her the PS5 logo. Oh, that was you. Anyway,
they need to tell him that there's going to be a launch of a new product, so they take him somewhere and they just put him in a padded room. I reckon that's just trick him into going into an insane asylum.
Yeah. Bless him. He's lost track as of reality.
Yeah. All right. What's our next topic, man?
Next topic. Final Fantasy 14 is coming to Xbox. It's been announced. I
don't care.
There's a date there somewhere.
Yeah, it's soon, I believe.
Yeah, the dates. Not readable.
Final Fantasy. Never played it. Never enjoyed it.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy 14 is coming to Xbox for everyone. This is only interesting because I won't play Final Fantasy. I can't stand the look of the games. It looks like a really low budget anime to me. That's really good upset child. I can't get grips on it. Xbox should sue Elon for using the X. Yeah, they should.
No, they're two different X's, and you can't copyright an X, a single letter.
A letter. Yeah. So I won't be playing it. Even though, actually, if it comes in Game Pass, I might have to give it a go, just so I can say I tried it and hated it officially.
Yeah, no.
But
yeah.
I've got no interest. F16 is the only FF game ever piqued my interest. Oh, so you're not an FF fan? Oh, try something. Final Fantasy.
So Final Fantasy, what is it? 14. What's so good about it though? Because we're all the way up to 17 now, isn't we?
I think it's the MMO.
It's online. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the MMO. Oh, so I might play it if it's an MMO, but they always cringe the character creations in them. Those kind of the Korean and Japanese games. You can play girls in little school uniforms and things like that, can't you? And stuff like that.
Okay. It's good that Xbox is getting these games though for the people that do like them. And getting more Japanese games, more Asian games, which is really good. But for me, that's a hard pass.
And I was just going to say that's how things like Yakuza started. We first get a couple of games in and Persona, and then suddenly we got them all just drop in. And then we started getting DLC and sort of updates before PlayStation. So it started somewhere. So, I think very soon with probably all Final Fantasy being Game Pass, which is very interesting. But yeah, if it's the MMO, I am going to try it then. Boba Fett, if anyone cares what he says it's a very decent MMO.
You're terrible.
He loves it.
He loves it.
He says no, but he means yeah. He wanted me to come on the show. I'm sure I asked him, and he wasn't bothered.
I think he hates you.
Yeah. I think it's because Red's not on there, and he fancies her massively. We had another topic, didn't we?
I'm sure the's more. Make something up anyway.
We've just flown through 7 topics
in just under an hour. Yeah.
That's what I was doing at Red. Because we'd still be on topic 1 for everything.
Well, no, let's be honest. We'd be on topic 2 by now.
Yeah. Yeah, probably,
yeah.
Because we would have speed out Red. Yeah. We haven't missed a topic, have we? Did we really just fly through those topics? Oh shit.
We have. What about what I put in our thing? Digital Foundry discovers manipulation of code of Ratchet and Clank on PC by Sony. The game doesn't take full advantage of the loading speed on the PS5 SSD.
I knew this. I was going to
We all
say
knew
this
this.
on Twitter, but I knew but I thought I'm going to get called out by people for being an Xbox. I was going to say, because these games keep releasing on PC and they keep being really poor versions of the PlayStation 5 games. And I was going to say, is Sony purposely putting parity on the PC versions to hold them back so the PlayStation 5 is still the best place to play them?
That's what they're trying to do.
And
Yeah,
then,
that's what it looks like.
yeah, that I was going to say that in the week. I knew it. I knew it.
You knew
Because
it.
it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense because why wouldn't these games work properly? PlayStation keeps dropping games on PC and they're never working properly. And I thought there must be something behind it. Either they're just divs, they don't have to develop. They don't have to develop games they actually make on the PC, but they don't have to transfer them onto PC, or they're purposely holding these games back.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. So what more was said on that then?
I mean, technically, there's nothing you can do about it because it's their game. It's not on a leading, not leading. It's not on a console, right? It's not on Xbox. So for them to take it to PC, I suppose it's not really kind of considered as competition, competing with each other. So maybe that's the loophole where they can get around to essentially making the PC version of it gimped in a way. So I don't know. They'll probably get away with it. It's Sony. But it is interesting that Digital Foundry apparently reported on it in their latest video. I have not seen the video yet, but this is a tweet saying that Digital Foundry discovered it. So it would be interesting to see that video and get a little bit more context, but it happened not that long ago.
Well, Boba Fett said, why would you handicap your own game?
Because it's got to play better on PlayStation. That's the whole
thing.
That's
why. It's to draw people to the PlayStation platform because there's going to be two versions of this game now, and they desperately want to sell PlayStation consoles and people to move over. So knowing that there's two versions of this game, I think it's almost like, I don't know, you're going to have two versions of an Xbox Series X and an Xbox Series Slim version. I think it's more or less like that. You could argue, why are they both those versions different? Or across all PCs, PC versions are going to be different because you can get less powerful. But I think they're purposely crippling these just to sell PlayStation consoles, just so they can say like.
Well, it's like to say that PlayStation's more superior than PC.
Yeah, the definitive place to play games because we keep getting these devs come out and all and say, "Yep, it can only run on PlayStation 5." Yep, PlayStation 5 is the best place, and they keep preaching PlayStation 5. Buy PlayStation 5, it only works on PlayStation 5. This game won't run on anything else. You need this special magical SSD. And then we're getting these games finally come to PC and just not running well. And it just suits that narrative, that whole sort of narrative that they're just trying to move people over by sort of it's misleading, isn't it?
Yeah, try hard fan. Third-party games don't work properly on PC either, usually at launch, by the way. But the fact that they found code to purposely gimp it, that's something different.
Yeah.
That's creating their own, making their own console superior by default. There's a difference there. If that's true, again, we're only saying what I've seen on Twitter, that apparently Digital Foundry found the code. So probably a technical error to fix it later. Could be, but why does this particular code exist that suggests that?
So it happens. And the other question is, why would Digital Foundry look for this code? Because they don't usually look for code in gaming. Why would they look for this code unless they were starting to think there's something going on there? Because this game should run fine on PC. Why is it not? Mm-hmm. This is what I was thinking. Why does this game not run vastly superior to the PlayStation 5 version, even with an SSD? There must be something behind it, and they must have thought that. Especially after, what was the last game that the PlayStation game that dropped on PC and didn't work very well?
Oh, that was The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, Last of Us 2, exactly.
Was it 2?
Why wouldn't... You don't need the SSD for that. Why wouldn't that work on PC vastly superior to the PlayStation 5 version? That was weird.
Yeah, it might have been the first Last of Us. But anyway,
Yeah, the remaster. Was it the remaster?
yeah, that was that they shouldn't have dropped that. They sped that through production to try and sync it up with the TV show. They should have just held off on that. That was their own fault. But I don't even know if they've fixed that yet.
Bob says, but everyone knows a decent PC can run any game better. But that's the point. It's not. It's not running them better.
The fact that we're hearing people with 4090s struggling to get ray tracing and 60 and blah blah blah.
Right.
We've heard all different stories, but the 4090s are struggling with stuff. It's not a hardware issue; it's a software thing. But even the most powerful stuff's not working at this point in time.
Yeah, which is odd.
Yeah,
for a lot of these PlayStation games on PC, they're not working. And I agree with you. Yeah, the superior PC, it should run games better. Yeah, but it's not. That's the argument. Why not? So, Tryhard Fan said the PC version was fine when I played it. Yeah, I think Alex done a good. Oh no, it's Alex done a good breakdown of. I think done loads of different versions with HDDs, different graphics cards, and all sorts of things, didn't he? And then SSDs. And he'd done a breakdown. I think 5 different versions of it. He said, it did run well without a HDD on a 4090, I think, and then it went through various. And then once you go down sort of degrees of PC, it did start getting stuttering and issues and that on the HDD, which is understandable. But so I get that. If you got a shitty PC or an HDD, yes, I get you're going to get issues there. But when you're running it on a 4090 with an SSD and it's still hitting sort of glitches and that, you got to wonder why it's having this. So, Tryhard Fan, what PC are you running? Did you run it on your PC and it worked fine? And what is your PC?
All right. While he responds to that, I've got one more topic for you, Elite. It's a quick one, but it's another one. Xbox has, they're testing at least. I don't know if it's launched yet, but they're testing that a new in-game voice chat that they can record up to a minute. I think it's about a minute's worth of in-game voice chat, so that they can, so that players that get harassed can report other players. So something like COD. If you're in the lobbies and you got everything going and talking back and forth to people, and someone's saying bad things, slurs and whatever, you can actually record. So it'll actually record the previous, I think it's 60 seconds of that. So to capture that, and then you can report them there and then they've got it in an audio recording. So that's kind of cool. It's not going to be anything for me. I just mute everything anyway. As soon as I get into the lobby, I just mute everything and then I just play it as if no one's there. So it's not going to affect me, but it is good for people that do get harassed, and it's a good feature to have. And it's the timing of this is pretty good, considering that they've brought back and then basically flicked a switch and turned back all the old servers on for all the old CODs. They'll end up coming into Game Pass at some point in time as well. So there's going to be all this happening, and it's a good time to release that feature, because you know that it's going to get out of hand at some stage. So I know you don't really play these kind of games much, do you?
What games?
Like COD and stuff.
Yeah, COD, I've gone off it.
Yeah.
We spoke about this before. I'll show you. Don't pay any attention to me.
I don't know. Who are you, by the way?
I used to play professionally. No, I used to be in the leagues.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I was a professional bodybuilder as well, and
Yeah. No, but I drifted on. I'm going to have to show that gameplay. But I drifted off them when Call of Duty Ghosts come off, and then I've not really gone back to Call of Duty because it got worse and worse, and they started giving everyone special powers, and then you sort of pick characters and stuff, and just got boring. And then better FPSs come out as well, because back then, remember, there wasn't that many options for FPSs. I think the only real ones was Battlefield, was the only real competition then, which I did prefer Battlefield. So, but then Battlefield dropped off the planet, and they not as good as they used to be. So yeah. But I thought we already had the thing where you could report voice chat. I didn't realise it was a new thing.
Yeah,
thought
no,
people
it's
could
new.
already do that.
Like I said, it will record
right.
from
Yeah.
60 seconds backwards.
Oh, that's good. Just like when you can record, that's exactly the same as when you record gameplay, then, isn't it, on it?
Correct. So
Yeah.
basically, it's always recording in the background, and then it just takes that most recent sort of snippet. So that's cool.
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I'm never. I can't think of the last time I got insulted by a voice message or in a party chat or anything.
We insult you every week on the show.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
I could record this and report.
Yeah.
I wonder if that'd work.
Yeah. No one's going to care, though.
Nah.
Nah.
But yeah, I definitely did. Text messages or messages, I should say, not text messages on Xbox. I'll still sort of get them. People inciting me.
Yeah.
I love those. I like winding people up. So they do that, and then you report them, and then you get them banned. Hilarious. So.
Oh, there you go. We just went through 8 or 9 topics in an hour.
Oh shit, Red. We need Red. Or another guest would have been helpful. I did try, but no one would be bothered. I think it's because Red's not around and they fancy Red.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
But, yeah, we could have got. I think Jedi Peter's on next week.
Okay, cool.
So I'd ask Risket or Bobba, but I don't think they're keen.
Yeah, they don't like you.
No,
No.
I don't like them. Or Bobba doesn't like you.
No.
But I think it's because he's not very good at gaming.
Yeah, okay. I think this is watching the footage. I think I go through the ground here.
What's this game? Was this funny? Was it Gotham Knights?
Yeah.
I really like. If this game would win Game Pass, I'd play it, but I don't want to put any money into it.
Yeah, no, don't bother. I only got it because I needed something to play, and it was cheap, and I traded some old games in to pick it up. It runs at 30, so that's half its problem, but the gameplay is not very good.
If I never asked you, Risky, I'm sure I've messaged you and asking you. I'll tell you what, Risky, can you be on the show next week? There we go. I'm sure I'll message you asking you.
There you go. Official invite.
Yeah, official invite. Can you be on the show next week?
Next week. It's early though, Risket. So it's 7:30 for me. It means that it's 5:30 for you.
Morning.
Yeah. 2 hours. 2 hours difference.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you feel? I did like the Batman games, but they got a bit tiring quickly, didn't they? I thought the recent one with the car I thought was really boring. I think there's anyone who didn't complete.
I didn't complete it.
Yeah, the god bit, the god bits. I was really thinking. The car bits were just boring. There's just too much car bits. It's almost like I don't know. It was just crap. I think it ruined the whole atmosphere of Batman driving around in that car all the time.
Yeah.
That transforms into a tank and you just shoot things. It was just crap.
Yeah.
It was far too many. You sort of had to do those riddle things. It was crap, but it weren't really riddles. It was going to a place and then having to fight a load of tanks and then go somewhere else and shoot a load of tanks and I was thinking, this is boring. I want to be Batman. I don't want to be sort of car man.
Yeah, it needs to be action-packed, exactly. Riskit says, can't do it. Haha, I can. I'll be there. All right, there you go. Riskit for the biscuit will be on the show next week.
We've got Riskit and possibly Jedi Peter if he's still up for it. So,
cool.
Look at that.
Oh, there you go. We've got half of Xbox Infinite podcast.
Yeah. Maybe I should invite Infinite as well.
As soon as you started talking, I had a feeling what you were going to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I switched it up.
You did. You cheeky bugger.
How is she anyway?
No idea.
So are we done here? We had a quick show?
We did. No, look, a quick game's a good game. We got through the topics. What was that?
We could be Sortist Gaming, just make up news.
Go on.
We could do that, couldn't we? And put that as a headline. Xbox buys Capcom, and then had that as a headline.
Yeah.
And then in the podcast, not talk about it whatsoever. Not even mention it.
Put it in the headline, in the thumbnail, and then don't discuss it whatsoever. Yeah. That's fucking funny and so true.
Oh, how can you be that blatantly? Like, I don't know. It was so different. I'm going to delete my account.
Boba Fett, I wasn't officially asked. Maybe not this time around, but I've asked you plenty of times. And you ignore me. We should get Tryhard on. Why is he scared to come on? Tryhard's been asked a couple of times, hasn't he?
Tryhard.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he can't come on because he said he's got an exceptionally feminine voice.
It can't be any more feminine than yours.
No, I didn't ask Tryhard. I'd asked you a while back.
He said something about his computer's not up to it or something. I don't know, but if he's got a gaming rig, surely you just need a cheap microphone.
I think he's got a voice like Dauntless.
He can't have a voice like Dauntless. He's not American.
Who's that wrestler? Paul, the Undertaker's sidekick. Remember him?
No.
Yeah.
I wasn't into wrestling like you guys were.
I wasn't interested.
Ask the blue one. He was into wrestling.
No, he's still here. He's probably gone home.
He's probably listening. He's working.
Blue one. Who's Paul fella? The guy, the Undertaker's manager. You used to speak like this.
What the hell?
Yeah. Anyway, I think we're sign out now. So Risk It, we got you next week. Bobby, should we have the week after? So what's the week?
There's one week. Hang on. There's 1 week you're not going to be around, and I think that's the following.
No, I ain't gonna do it. Next week. Yeah, next week I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna be around.
Okay.
I'm gonna just do it. Okay.
Cool.
I'm going out. I'll be back in time. I'm just gonna make out. I've got herpes, so I have to leave the party early.
Well, that's true though.
Yeah. It'll work. It works every time.
Yeah.
You can use it all the time.
All right. I think we've dragged this on long enough.
Yeah. That's a bad Dauntless voice. Paul Bearer, that's it. Steve Housley to the rescue. Paul Bearer. Oh no, we've only got Red Dead Panda. Hello everyone. It's 6:39 a.m. where I am. Heading to breakfast soon. That's not too far behind you then.
There's 2 hours, dude. So that's same as WA time, Risk It's time. But she's just
it's just around
north.
The road, Malaysia. It's not worth bothering.
All right. Well, we've finished the show already, Red. Yeah, we went through like 9 topics already.
Yeah,
just the two of us.
2 of us blitz 9 topics, Panda. You POS. So, what's that? I'm not going to bother get into a conversation with her to drag on for another 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
So, let's round it up then. Where can we find you? Red Dead.
Red Dead.
Where can we find you? And content. What's your recent content? Talk about it.
My content is running this show for you because your fucking tablet can't run it. So that's my contribution to content. Yeah, I don't know. I've got to sort my life out so I can actually make videos, but whatever. I might leave it till next year now. We'll see. Anyway, not that anyone cares, but Xbox, Twitter, all AshtreyGaming, TREY, and I'll be back next week for another fun-filled show. We better have like 20 topics next week.
Yeah, and then it's just not really our fault. It's news. News has been dead lately, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
and we will officially have Risk It and Jedi Knight Peter. No, we won't. Yes, we will. Risk It and Jedi Knight Peter on the show next week.
There you go.
And hopefully Boba a week after. There we go.
Yeah, I reckon. I don't reckon Boba's going to do it, but we'll see.
Nah, he bottled it. Red says he bottles everything.
Red Dead says, Ashtray, make sure you give delete shit for me. Red, come on. Come on, Red. Who are you talking to? I always give him shit. Constantly.
Yeah. No, we actually got on really well without you, Red. We actually we bonded and everything.
Yeah, right. Anyway, Elite, where can people find you? When's your next Ghost video?
My next Ghost video comes up at the end of every month. So when's the end of this month? Well, 8 weeks now. So probably 3 days. That'd be popping.
Tuesday. I think Tuesday is the end of the month.
And then I might mix it up afterwards onto alien videos. Ooh.
Okay, interesting.
Because they're true as well.
Jedi coming, I'm out.
Jedi's coming, I'm out. Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Jedi's coming out.
Well, he obviously, yeah. I understand he doesn't want to be overshadowed by Jedi, so I can understand him pulling out. You know, that's fair. And look, we can all understand that. That's fine.
Bit confusing for me because you all sound exactly the same, so it'd be a bit fun.
We do not sound the same. All right.
I might have to speak Australian Rooney on that show.
Rooney. You're an idiot. All right, I'm going to stop this. Is there anything else you want to say?
Yes. Thank you all for watching. Please share, and like. And goodbye for now.
Catch you all later. See you next week. It's going to be a Ripper show.
We will. Ripper. Jazz Water.